How are we getting on, folks? Obviously you can see the outline of the can. Look at we're going to tackle Down Royal now. I know I did say I was going to cover it last night, but it was getting so late. There is no real point. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be covering Down Royal and Kempton. They're the two that I'm going to be picking there tonight. Tomorrow, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to do like a across the card lucky 63, something along the lines like that, and just pick one or two horses per, say, the other meetings, like just for a bit of fun, whatever you want to do, or like it all depends. Like with the the 3 or 4 videos, say going through card by card, and then the across the card multiple then as well, it'll be more than enough for it'll be definitely more than enough for Boxing Day or Stevens Day, whatever way you want to call it. Look at, we're going to crack into it, and we're going to hopefully get plenty of winners here. The first race off, the 12:13, it looks straightforward. It looks like it's Jerry Colombe's race to lose. The price is definitely suggesting a 1 to 2. Not something I'd be going hell for leather on. Like the horse, in fairness to him, like he is what you call it. He did cost 240,000 British pounds as a 4-year-old. Like, so, like, it just goes to show that these sorts of horses are literally a mile step ahead. Like when you look at the second favorite, cost 165,000 euros. Now that's still a pretty penny, but it's almost, well, it's not almost. It's not a million miles away from being just over half the price of Jerry Colombe. And like at the end of the day, the horse is unbeaten. I would be surprised if he is beaten. Gordon Elliott does very, very well around Down Royal. Like it's his race to lose. Trying to find a horse that's going to be worth backing each way, and this is going to be very, very tough. There's nothing in here really that's catching my eye. Yeah, I think it's just a watch and brief. To be perfectly honest with you, Jerry Colombe should be winning this, and should be winning it very, very well. I'd imagine Fantasio Delina is going to follow him home, and probably Ali Rose, or Sun Drenched is going to be following him home. And like they're not necessarily great each way prices, so I'm hesitant in terms of going for them. I just think it's worth stepping back and just watching a race, and watching a very, very talented horse win at his ease tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, Boxing Day. 12:48, second race on the card, and this is where things are going to get very, very interesting here. O'Toole, one of Crawford's probably best horses, looks to be an absolute superstar, but at a price of 4 to 11, I'm definitely going to be taking him on. You'd be foolish not to. In my opinion, Layla's Daffodil, keep a very, very close eye out on this girl. She is a very, very talented mare. A very, very talented mare. Trained by Philip Rothwell, ridden by James O'Sullivan. Just go back to the Down Royal, the only Down Royal run that she's had. That was on the 5th of May, 2021. She was 25 to 1 that particular day. She was held up way out the back, and she just picked them off one by one by one. If she was anywhere closer to the starting pack, or the leading pack at the start of the race, she'd have absolutely coasted up. But it was similar to the likes of Aaron's Day and Naas the day he got carried out and was left like 20 lengths behind. To be upsides on the turn in and just had no more left in the tank. Similar enough case there. I'd be imagining that she'd be good enough to run a very, very decent race. Obviously, look at being by Jetaway, very, very fashionable sire. Wipe Your Eyes, placed in a 2 mile hurdle. So look at this should be definitely up her street. Obviously, look at 2 mile one. It's definitely very, very interesting. I think the course form definitely should tie into this. She should be coming home second or third. I would be very, very shocked if she wasn't. I don't think this is too deep. And realistically, she is a very, very talented mare, and she should put O'Toole up to most work in my honest opinion. Obviously, we spoke about Gordon Elliott before. Free Nelson is going to be the main danger to Crawford's horse, but it's paying 3 places. It's paying, I think, a quarter the odds or a 50 the odds is one of the two. I'm not 100% sure. Well, look, it is going to be one of the two, but do a bit of shopping around. You might get 20 to 1, you might get a quarter the odds. So there's where I'd be shopping. But for me anyway, it's 14 to 1. Definitely looks to be a very, very nice opportunity here to take some each way money. And yeah, I'm definitely very, very much liking it. And it looks to be a very, very nice potential bet for us. Next race off, then the 123, and we're going straight for another 14 to 1 now. With Uncle Gerhard at 14 to 1 for Conor O'Dwyer and Charlie O'Dwyer claiming £4. Look at it, it's coming in here off a bit of a, not necessarily a disgraceful run, but it wasn't disgraced in very, very good company. It's coming in here in handicap in handicap races now, and should definitely be more suited to it. Obviously, look at it being well bred. I'm nearly certain it's closely related to Sir Gerhard, but it doesn't say anything here on the breeding, so I'd imagine it isn't. But look at Oscars, then Nordic Breeze. Obviously, look at these are top class horses, and look at it's just one of those things that I think it's a hard horse really to get your head around. Obviously, look at Beat of the Sea. I've been following this horse for absolutely yonks, and generally it runs a very, very consistent race. But I don't think these big field handicaps are quite her style, and I just think I was going to say Sir Gerhard, Uncle Gerhard. Look at rated 94. It's a weak race, to be perfectly honest. I just think coming in here, it's got a fairly nice opportunity, and I would be thinking it's going to put in a very nice race in handicap company. Obviously, look at keep an eye on Ben Thompson there for Neil Galt, or Neil Ryan, should I say. Another very interesting one, but it's just I personally think 14 to 1 for Uncle Gerhard is a little bit steep, and definitely should be jumping on there for an each way play. Now this one then, the 158, and this one here is going to be my each way nap of the day. Skull at 8 to 1 looks to be absolutely unbelievable. Why the horse is 8 to 1, I don't know. It put in an absolutely outstanding performance in Thurles when putting it up to both Stratham and Cavallino. To be perfectly honest, I think he has Stratham on the rocks, and really was absolutely tanking before unseating there 4 out. I think look at Derek O'Connor, one of the best amateurs there over at Chasing Fence, and obviously look at Noel Meade, not necessarily known as well as Gordon Elliott for his exploits in Down Ryle, but he does like the track, and he does do considerably well there. I just think it's massively overpriced, given the fact that he had an Irish Cesarewitch horse on the rocks in Thurles, and jumped absolutely perfectly up until the last jump, and I don't know what happened. He just buckled on landing, but I think that's going to, providing it didn't, I suppose, knock too much out of him, I think it's going to possibly be the best thing for him, that the fact that he is going to respect the jumps a little bit more, and probably just make him that little bit more careful over Chasing Fence. I honestly think 8-1 each way is definitely the best bet of the day in Down Royal, and I definitely think it's well worth nap-worthy contendership. Now, 233. This one here, I'm taking a little bit of a chance. Well, I say look at a little bit of a chance. It's coming in here off a very, very low weight. It's £5 out of handicap, but has put up a string of second places. Hollybank King for Stephen McConville and Trevor Ryan claiming £5. So there's more weight even coming off this horse's back. Realistically, I think this one in here has a massive, massive chance. Very interesting to see Sam Ewing riding over fences, or is it over jumps? What's your jumps? Is fences, Shane? Yeah, riding over fences. Sam Ewing. Haven't seen him riding over fences yet, and it's definitely very interesting. Riding School Lane there at 10-1. I might be tempted to have a cheeky each way play on that, but I just don't know. I think Trevor Ryan, look at he's coming in here off 9 stone 12. Like, it's a ridiculous weight considering the horse in front of him there is 11 stone 12. So he's getting 2 stone off nearly all of these with any real form behind it. Obviously, look at Sam Ewing's horse and Shane O'Callaghan's horse. They're all in around the 10 stone mark. But in my opinion, Hollybank King, definitely very, very nice. The fact that it was second behind Brandy Harbour and ahead of Food Diligence, Arvicta, Princely Con, Rolling Revenge, Belgrove, Fayan. All these horses are very, very nice. Nice performers and very, very capable horses. So 8-1 for me, definitely well worth an each way play. Definitely well worth an each way play. Next race off then, the 303 one, the shortest prices of the day for us. Vossalet at 9-4 for me takes all the beating here. All you have to do is look down through the form, and it is with a string of ones so far this season. He has been absolutely unbelievable. He's been a, dare I say, a revelation. Obviously, you have to keep an eye on the likes of It's All Guesswork now that it's been owned by the McMahon family. But for me, definitely Vossalet looks to be the class above in this race. 9-4 looks very generous. Obviously, you have to take into consideration stand up and fight as well. But for me, Vossalet takes this race all day long and should definitely take an awful lot of stopping. Next race off then, the 335, and this one here, if I'm not mistaken, is a bumper. Yeah, it's a bumper. I'm personally going to be siding with the local trainer here. Copper Pint at 9-1 for me looks to be a nice little each way play. Obviously, look at Mr. Owen McGill. Not too sure what the actual name is, so apologize to Mr. McGill for that. But I think this one here has a very, very nice chance of running a very good race. When you look at the second there, behind Champagne Problem, that was in Sligo on its second run, and then fourth then behind Quiet Escape, another tries Call Me Jim, Remember Aunt Jack, Virginia Boy, Rock on Eddie. All these horses he was in front of as well. So look at it, he's up against it here. There's a couple of nice Gordon Elliott horses in here and Crawfords as well that will definitely take an awful lot of stopping. There's an awful lot of money coming for Pat's Choice. I definitely think that could be one to be putting into the tracker, but in terms of whether it's going to improve a hell of a lot, I don't know. He was beaten a long way that day. He was beaten nearly 20 lengths, or even more than 20 lengths. He was beaten 24, 25 lengths that particular day, and he was 3-1. So it's hard to know. Is he the type of horse that just throws in the towel and throws the ties out of the pram? I don't know. I think he just needs more experience, and that's exactly what our horse has. Look, it's a risk going. It's always a risk going against Gordon Elliott in Down Royal. But for me anyway, I'm trying to look for value. I'm trying to look for the best prices for the best horses. I think 9-1 for Copper Point is definitely one of the best value horses in this particular race. For an each way play, look, we're not expecting to win. I'd be happy for second or third, to be quite honest. I'd be very, very happy with second or third in this contest. He is very closely matched with the likes of the Flyer Begley and Pat's Choice. Like he's not a hell of a lot to find, and realistically, I think it's going to be a scrap. That's what it is. It's going to be a scrap, and I think it's going to concern about 5 or 6 coming around the final bend. Whoever gets the best run at the line is going to win it, and with the help of God, we're on the receiving end of it. But look, I'm going to leave it there. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing as always. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell whoever's interested in having a bet this Christmas. All the value is there basically. When you look at the likes of 14-1 over in Leopardstown, 20-1, 25-1 the bumper, 20-1, 7-1, 25-1, 7-1, 14-1, 14-1, 8-1, 9-1. Like, these are massive value horses. I'm not expecting them all to win, but I want good showings, and I've studied them as best I can, and with the help of God, it'll all pay off in the long run, and basically putting in the hard work so you don't have to come Boxing Day. But look at, like I said, the very, very best of luck as well. Hope you're all having a great Christmas. I hope you're having plenty of these. And hopefully we have plenty of winners. Like I said, like, share, and subscribe. Leave a link in the description for Patreon as well if you want to sign up to that. It's only €10 a month, but it really does help out the Irish Racing Hour podcast. And that's basically it. I'll be back again very, very shortly with Kempton. And tomorrow then is going to be the across the card 6-fold or Lucky 63, whatever way you want to look at it.